What's going on, you guys? So, you got dumped. Or not even, maybe you didn't get dumped, but maybe your ex cheated on you, or maybe it was just sort of like a break because it wasn't really working anymore, or maybe your ex lost feelings for you. Regardless, your heart is broken. What do you do? How do you get through this? How do you get through this really painful realization that you are having such a broken heart and that you might be single for a very long time? It sucks. Oh my god. So basically, yeah, it feels literally, regardless of how the relationship ends, it feels like your heart was just ripped out, and it's terrible, and it's so painful, and it just gets to a point where your physical pain mixes with your emotional pain, and your heart physically aches. It's horrible. Trust me, I've been there, my sister's been there, my family's been there, my friends have been there. It feels like there's nobody that understands you, but there's so many people that understand what you're going through. I don't know what it's like to break up with somebody. I've been on the other end before, and oh my god, it sucks so much. It's so painful. It feels like all these images you had of your life and how you even looked at the world just falls out from under you, and it's so strange and confusing, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. You're happy, and then you're so sad, and then you're really angry, and then you're just confused, and you just feel like you're just floating, and you're drifting, or you feel miserable, or you feel lonely, and it's normal. And I've had friends that tell me it's also normal, because I still am sort of going through those steps too. I haven't had a whole lot of relationships in my life, but I had one big one, and it's been about almost 2 months since that one ended, and I'm sort of giving this advice to myself as well as I'm giving it to you guys. But I thought I've messed up a lot, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I want to explain that to you guys because I learned so much from the mistakes that I've made in the breakup. So I'm going to give you 5 tips, that's 10, 5 tips as to how to sort of get through a broken heart and what you can do to help yourself and to help your own personal growth. So here it goes. Step number 1, block contact. You cannot contact your ex at all. You cannot be talking to them. This includes Facebook, this includes Instagram, this includes Snapchat, this includes any possible way to see what they are doing or to have any sort of communication with them. You cannot reach out to them. It's gonna be so tempting, trust me. Like, I've had moments where I've stalked my ex to see what they're up to, but then I would just end up crying, and I would just end up more sad, and it just is so crappy, and it feels worse. It's not going to help you. You know, maybe your ex wants to be friends with you, and maybe if you think that's a good idea, right now it's not. You need to focus on healing yourself and taking time for yourself and going through your own growth, because for better or worse, your ex does not want to be with you anymore. And if by talking to them, you're going to create these falsified realities that you still think that they want to be intimate with you, and they don't. And you don't need that right now, and you can't have that friendship with them if you want to. Right now, you cannot. So that's number 1, and that's a mistake that I made in a little bit. I learned you cannot talk to your ex at all. You need space to just take a break, and especially because you're gonna be going through so many different emotions, and it's gonna be so hard, and if you see what your ex is up to on social media, it's going to crush you even more. And that's what I learned a lot. Step number 2, shut your mouth. Oh god, this one was bad. This one was bad. So basically, yeah, I mean, depending on how the relationship ends, you might have a lot of things to say, and in my opinion, the best thing to say is nothing at all. You know, you might be really angry, you might be so pissed, like, you might feel cheated on, like, not like they actually, like, cheated in life, like, cheated, like, man, I did so much, I put in so much effort, and here I am single, this sucks. Regardless of whatever happens in the relationship, you might be really upset, and you just want to say what's ever on your mind. That's what I did, and I messed up a lot with that, and I'm telling that to you guys. Always take the high road, just be quiet, you know, and maybe what you might not say is like a over falsified, like, hysterical exaggeration, or maybe it's the truth. I don't know, whatever happens to your relationship, but it's best, even if you do really need to vent and just talk to a therapist, or talk to somebody that's not connected to your ex, and it could get back, or just don't say anything at all, because regardless, in the heat of the moment, you might feel like you want to say a lot of things, and then you might regret it later. And it's hard. It's so hard, because it's literally a divorce. Like, you might lose friends, you might lose the family, and it's hard, and you feel like so confused, and you want to speak out a lot of things. Don't say anything that you think you'll regret. Trust me on this, you guys. Step number 3, distract yourself. You know, this is a time to be selfish. This is a time to take a step back from everything that you were used to doing and focus on yourself. Do things that you want to do. Spend time with your friends, spend time with your family, spend time with people that know you're going through a hard time and that will be there for you, will understand you, maybe even take you out and have fun. You know, if you were used to your ex buying you gifts or something and you see something you want, go buy it. If you want to do something that you've always wanted to do and you were waiting maybe for your ex or something, just do it. Within reason, of course. But you know what? It's a time to really focus on yourself and to just keep busy. You can't be sad if you're busy. Step number 4, about that being sad part. You gotta let yourself be sad. This is a really hard one to do, and it's kind of a tricky one because you have to be sad within reasoning, but still, you have to be sad. You have to let your emotions just sort of flow through you naturally because this was a huge time in your life. It's going to be so sad just thinking about it, and you might need to just cry it out. You might need to just talk to somebody to vent or whatever. And it's important and it's necessary because if you bottle up those emotions, it will be worse and it'll just creep up on you and just make you feel worse inside. You have to accept this is a sad thing in your life. It's a death. It's a death of so many things. It's a closing of a chapter in your life. You know, it's hard to think like, man, like all these places I went to, I'm not gonna go there again. All these memories I had, like those aren't gonna happen again. It's hard and it's difficult and you have to just cry it out or just talk to somebody or just let it out and just let those emotions flow through you naturally. Don't consume yourself in sadness, but understand that you will be sad and it's hard. It's really hard. Step number 5. This is one that's a little bit tricky, not because people can't do it, but because some people can't find it within themselves or they don't really know how to do it. But this is just straightforward. Love yourself. Like, really love yourself and think about it. You know, if you got dumped or if you got cheated on or for whatever reason, if it didn't work out, if your ex didn't have feelings for you anymore, regardless of whatever happens, remember, you were just being yourself. You were just being you. And one day, somebody out there is going to be so happy that you're single and somebody is going to love you for you. And that's what you should do in the end of the day. Be yourself because you are a gem. You are a treasure. And the reason why it didn't work out is because you were just being yourself and somebody is going to be so happy that you were just being yourself. And that's what's so important. You have to love yourself. You have to accept your faults. You have to know little quirks and kinks in your personality, but you have to appreciate your own characteristics, your own positive traits, love your talents, love your hobbies, love your little individual traits that make you, you. Because that's what's so special and that's what's so important. And sometimes in relationships, people can lose track of who they really are. And this is a time to find who you really are, to find yourself, and to realize what's important and what's matters to you. And right now, the most important person is you. Because this is all about you, and this is all about finding your own self-growth, self-worth, self-discovery, and self-empowerment. Because it's hard. It's so hard, and it can be so confusing and so weird, and you will experience all these different emotions. But I personally think that these 5 steps really helped me out a lot, and I actually didn't do some of these, and I've learned to do these especially. You know, depending on how long the relationship is, it will take a long time to get over. And it's important just to remember, there's a difference between getting over a relationship and being accepting that it is over. You know, whether you want to be friends with your ex or not, reevaluate that after you've taken some time and done any of these steps that you think. And please let me know what you guys think, or if you've done any other steps that you think are good, or how it's worked out relationship-wise for you. In terms of me, I think I've really come to love myself. In step number 5, I've really come to love myself, and I've come to enjoy my hobbies, which are making videos, which are going out and enjoying myself. And it's fun, and it's been cool, and it's hard, man. It's hard. Like, it's hard to just realize, like, it's just me now, you know? And that's really difficult, and it can really consume you and swallow you up, and you can feel just like you're not really sure of anything at the moment, and you're just floating around. But you just have to remember to stay grounded, that it's not the end of the world, and that somebody is going to be so happy that you came into their lives one day. And it always gets better. So let me know what you guys think, or if you have any other comments or questions. But yeah, these are my 5 tips that I think will help you guys get better. So take it easy, guys.